You're welcome to this wonderful episode of Punch Sports Extra. My name is Shegun Odunwayo. I feel good to be back on the show. I was away for a while, but the guys were holding it down and giving you guys the very best of updates in the world of sports. I have with me Eniton Daramola, who has also been on the show, of course, with our other fantastic cast. Eniton, how have you been?
I've been great, man.
Great,
good to have you back.
Great to see you again, Eniton.
Same here.
All right, very quickly, like we do, on this show, we are going to be looking at the front page of our newspaper, Punch Sports Extra. And yes, the European season has finally come to an end, and it's time to dish out the awards, to dish out the trophies. Even though they are not practically dished out, you have to earn your place on the table. Peter Olayinka winning the trophy there, over there in Europe. I mean, good one for him. Got himself two wonderful trophies. And what's the name again now? Severna. The name of that club is actually can be tongue twisting. Yeah, but good one for him, really.
Yes.
Even though he didn't qualify him for a call up back to the Super Eagles.
Yes. Well, I think time will tell. Actually, because we discussed last week and we said this is the most difficult time to be a Super Eagles coach, especially with the attackers that are in form. You have the likes of Victor Osimhen, Boniface. Lukman.
We are blessed right now. We are blessed right now.
Whose goal is being considered as one of the goals being considered for is in Puskas.
Look at that fantastic goal! Just
flick.
Took it out, turned the guy over with this.
There are a lot of players, but congratulations to Peter Olayinka.
Yeah.
He's been doing well.
Yeah.
And I just hope that he continues on this trade.
Yeah.
You understand? And who knows? From there, we'll see how it goes.
Rafael Onyedika as well won the league in Belgium with Club Brugge. Rafael Onyedika, remember him, was part of the guys that got silver in the January African Cup of Nations, even though he had more of a cameo appearance. But good one for him. I watched some of his games in Europe. I mean, just that game he had a red card, and it was actually brilliant up until that moment. Fantastic season he has had with his club.
Absolutely fantastic. And congratulations, I beg your pardon, are just pouring in from every house for Nigerian players. Congratulations to him. And I'm hoping, that after winning the league, after winning these trophies, after showing that, we can do this, this is how we play, after showing this is what I'm made of, I hope that the big teams, are eyeing these guys, and they will be a very good addition to the big teams in Europe.
Still talking about trophies and talking about awards, Cole Palmer is still hugging the headlines. He got another wonderful award, the Game Changer Award. I think he was indeed the game changer in the English Premier League this season.
Yes, when you look at the lineup, game changer contenders are the likes of Manchester United's McTominay. But when you look at it towards the tail end of the season, Chelsea had
from January to the end.
Yes, and he was the saver for Chelsea. He was even the game against Manchester United. He ended up scoring a hat-trick, if I'm not mistaken, and his two late goals,
brilliant goal,
saved Chelsea from a deserved defeat in that game. Let's not be biased. It was going towards a deserved defeat.
That's subjective.
Yeah, well, you can say that until the controversial, penalty call, and then, but you need to,
it was brilliant. At a point, everybody thought he was even going to be end up as highest goal scorer.
And, you need to because
it was brilliant.
And Ireland were, I think, we were
21-20, 21-20 or something.
At the point
they were 20-20,
But then, but you need to give kudos to him.
Sure.
This is his first season in Chelsea. He has doubled his goal tally for the first time, and they had to rely on ice cold Palmer for the season. It's just unfortunate that Manchester United knocked them off.
That they are making Europe for me is a good deal.
But however,
it's a good deal.
It's a good one for Cole Palmer. It's a good deal. Absolutely. When you look at the lineup, the players they've signed, and last summer and towards this season, he was the standout. I miss them, and Guardiola. I'm sure Pep Guardiola will be biting his.
Well, he said he told him not to go, but the young man said,
"That's to the public.
I'm sorry, Pep, I have to go."
That's to the press. But in the dressing room, it'll be like, I could have done a lot with this.
Kept
guy.
him playing 20-25 minutes, perhaps he would not have left.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, good one for Chelsea, good one for Mauricio Pochettino, even though in the end it ended in tears for him. Still talking about ending in tears and managerial changes that have been going up and down and fluctuating these days. Xavi, the man who was kicked out, is said to be in the plans of Chelsea Football Club. Said to be in the plans. At this time, there will be lots and lots of transfer gossip, transfer rumor. I mean, that is also on our front page this morning.
Yeah.
Anything.
So when you talk about tears, I thought you were going to mention premium tears, but it's quite funny and quite confusing how Xavi had to exit Barcelona, because he had said he was leaving, and he said, bros, don't go. We still want you. You're our guy. You understand? Because he has actually done well with Barcelona.
Did he do well? That's subjective as well.
He won a trophy for them, and I think that was his first season. He won a trophy for them. That was his first season. You understand? And you need to give him kudos for that. Thinking about where Barcelona were coming from and where he has taken them to. You understand? And he ended up in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They should have.
I think the Barcelona stakeholders will be thinking, we are Barcelona. This guy, as much as he's our legend, is not doing enough.
But before you say he's not doing enough, you need to look at the trends. You need to look at what actually is happening with Barcelona. Barcelona are not the Barcelona they used to be.
Well, perhaps the hierarchy in Barcelona won't want to be.
But however, going to Chelsea, coaching in Chelsea, I'm not sure. Yeah, like you said, what is being rumored.
Yeah.
However, I think according to Sky Sports and then Fabrizio Romano this morning, I think there are 3 people left, on the run-up for Chelsea, and they are only to sign that new manager by the end of this month. Before the end of this month.
As 4 days?
Yes, before the end of this month.
Hopefully they don't do their test drive and crash drive.
Like they did with Thomas Tuchel. What's his name now? The new owner of Chelsea. What's his name now?
The American Todd Boehly.
Yes, Todd Boehly is good with experimenting. Let me put it that way. He's good with experimenting. Doesn't mean he gets the good, result. However, we are here, every season, every week, we will be here to banter Chelsea.
By this,
yes.
I wanted to say by special grace of God. I didn't know that was your.
We'll be here to banter Chelsea if they eventually make a wrong decision. However, I'm hoping that for the players' sake and for the fans' sake, they actually make a good call this time. Because they have a number of players that are fantastic.
Yeah.
They just need to gel, and I feel that
I think they just need to gel. Yeah.
Was getting that angle right.
No.
And towards the hold on.
It was not getting any angle right.
Towards the tail end of the season, he actually did, because from where they came from, nobody expected Chelsea to end up above the likes of Manchester United and Newcastle, because they had a somewhat better season from the start.
Yeah, than Newcastle.
Yeah, than Newcastle, especially Newcastle.
Newcastle had a better season, and then at a point the whole thing just went south.
You understand? But then they got their acts together. It was obvious that these players wanted to play for Pochettino.
Remember, Todd Boehly was saying, the last 1.5 games we have been playing better, and then he ended up sacking him some weeks after.
So that's what I don't understand. However, I hope that they get it right for the sake of the players that they have bought. They've spent a whooping sum on those guys,
over £1 billion,
and they are good talents, because you can't just watch and see the likes of Moises Caicedo and the likes, and for them to just
crash like a pack of cards.
Exactly. Thank you for that. So I hope
I
that
bail people out for fun.
If you look at the contenders for the place of coach in Chelsea,
manager.
Yes, for the place of the managerial role in Chelsea. There's
Thomas Frank, Brentford,
then De Zerbi,
and then Brighton. De Zerbi is said to have had a deal with the club. They are just not making it public for now.
He had said he was going to stay too, and all of a sudden
he resigned. All of a sudden, Brighton collected money. For compensation. He has signed a non-disclosures, blah blah blah. So it's definitely going somewhere.
We will still see.
All
at the end of the day, where he's going
it will be open to us. They are coming to me.
That it doesn't end up like the former Brighton coach,
Graham Potter.
Yeah. So they need to get their acts right. They need to make the right decision. Sacking Thomas Tuchel was the beginning of downfall for Chelsea.
All right.
So I just hope that they get it right this time.
All right. Still sticking with Punch Sports Extra front page this morning. Edo Queens win the NWFL season. Beautiful one for them. If you follow local female football in Nigeria, and still talking about trophies and winning and achievements, our own king of African football, Victor Osimhen, has been named in the best 11 of the Italian Serie A 2023-2024 season. 15 goals he had. Unfortunately, no European football for Napoli next season. Yesterday, all they needed was to win. Atalanta was beating Torino 3-0. We'll still come to Ademola Lookman, who scored another goal yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was expecting, okay, Victor Osimhen came in the 65th minute. I was expecting, guys, just do something. You guys can even make the European Conference League. You shouldn't go from playing Champions League football to not playing in Europe at all. But they couldn't win. But Victor Osimhen, 15 good goals. The second or the third highest goal scorer in the Italian Serie A after Inter Milan's Argentine, what's his name
Martinez.
again?
Lautaro
Martinez. And I think the second place was this Juve fantastic number 9. What's his name again? This is my very wonderful friend. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The guy on Arsenal's radar.
Everybody's on Arsenal's radar now.
Oh,
Everybody's on Arsenal's radar. And then Victor Osimhen came third with 15 goals. The Juve man, I think he had 16 goals. Lautaro Martinez had about 24 goals, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 23 goals. But Victor Osimhen was away for the Nations Cup from the beginning to the end, from January up until February. Still came back, still ended up being the third highest goal scorer. Good one for him. I think he's leaving Napoli though.
Yes, so when you were going to say that, coming from European football and then not ending up in European
At all.
football, I like the fact that
how can you jump from first class to
the fact
two?
that you didn't say that Victor Osimhen, was not.
No, it's Napoli, not Victor Osimhen.
That's why I said I like.
They'll be on their own, no.
And the thing is, Victor Osimhen would likely leave Napoli.
Yeah.
Where he's headed
is what we don't know.
Rumors that,
so rumors everywhere right now.
A lot of rumors. His teammates, agents, had once said that Victor Osimhen was going to the Saudi League, and the response from Victor Osimhen was just so classic.
I think that was too much.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it was just so classic, because you didn't expect that he was going to say that. But it goes to show you that maybe there are one or two
internal issues.
Yes, internal issues.
Yeah, because there should be. There should be some
cordial relationship. They were like the
two hottest boys.
Exactly for Napoli.
Yeah.
However, it is not known where Victor Osimhen will end up at the end of the transfer window this summer. But I wish he will. You need to give kudos to Victor Osimhen. This past season, previous season was not all that good for Napoli.
Yeah.
He was away for the
Nations Cup.
Yeah. And when he came back, he was not fit to play. He had injury issues, and
he was even lean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then getting the double figure, getting 15 goals is quite big. That's why
it's big.
Class. He's a classy player. He's one of the top players that you want to sign. However, I heard that Napoli are making a move to sign former Chelsea coach and former Juventus coach Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they want to use that, to convince Victor Osimhen. They might want to, play that card. But I feel that Victor Osimhen will be leaving Napoli before the summer window closes.
I just hope he makes a good decision.
There's a rumor that he fancies a move
to Chelsea.
No, not even to Chelsea, no, to Arsenal. I like it that is a rumor. You understand? So
they say right now. Some people said he's going to PSG.
Yeah.
Some said PSG is offering him the money PSG is offering him is not even up to what he's currently earning right now with Napoli. Some people say, some people say, of course, we are in the season of some people say right now until deals are concluded. So we are done now with the front page of our newspaper, Punch Sports Extra. Please go out there, go to the nearest vendor closest to you to get, just a token, get your copy and to keep you busy for hours reading and enjoying yourself. Let's go now into the body of the show. And where do we start from? If not from the final, that was a city decider where 100 out of 100% of the people that lived in the city, they said about 50% were blue. The other 50% of the city members were on the red side, and almost everybody in the world gave that trophy to City. Manchester City, I'm talking about this time. Almost every football fan, almost every football analyzing person, almost everybody that knew anything, including Manchester United fans themselves. But I think nobody expected what happened. 2-1 it ended in favor of Manchester United, to the delight of everything Ag and his boys. And you could see the young man from Argentina, Martinez, the way he shook his manager with all his might, and the man's style was flying about.
Yeah.
Anything, you did not see it coming.
Well,
you did not.
I didn't see it coming that easy, because it looked easier.
Was it easy?
In the sense that the way Manchester City play normally, that would could have been a stroll in the park.
A few days before then, they were drinking. There were pictures of them in the club.
So that could have been a stroll in the park for Manchester City. So when I say easy, I didn't mean that it was easy for Manchester United to go past Manchester City. But when I say easy, because it was not as
strenuous, as difficult,
as extremely difficult as it would have been. Remember, the second leg at Etihad Stadium where Manchester United were 1-0 up.
Rashford, banger.
Rashford. And all of a sudden, they missed some clear-cut chances that should have,
double the advantage,
doubled or tripled the advantage. And and that's one thing with Manchester City. If you don't take your chances,
you're out, man. You're out.
But I was surprised that after Manchester United went up 2-0, the second half, Kevin De Bruyne was off. I was surprised.
I don't think he was fit.
Well,
I don't think it was a tactical change. I think it was fitness issue or something.
I'm not sure. Because
one way or the other, he was out.
Even Bruno Fernandes was not. Because if you watch when he was greeting the opponent, he was using his left hand. That hand, he had this injury issue, throughout for some period, and he was using his left hand to shake them. So it shows you that some people you can't just remove them. But Manchester City shows the core depth of Manchester City too. Because when you bring out Kevin De Bruyne, there was a certain, Rodri, there are other players, Alvarez and the like. There was Doku.
Doku was mesmerizing. Well, AWB, Aaron Wan-Bissaka didn't really allow him penetrate.
It was brilliant, but the goal, you need to question, the keeper was.
Onana is 50%. Is like a cup that is 50% half full or half empty.
But Onana was brilliant to have kept Manchester United.
I agree.
2 goals up till that point.
I agree.
There were some
but the goal was his fault.
Well, you can't.
They could have capitulated. They could have capitulated.
You know why? Because when you keep,
pressure.
Exactly, the pressure kept coming. You would break at one point. But kudos to Manchester United, especially the coach. That was like a bragging right for him. He had been written off. There were reports that he would be sacked.
They are still saying he will be sacked.
And we don't know where that report comes from. And it just goes to show you that if you're a Manchester United coach, there's just so much football-wise and away from football. The press.
But he wasn't doing well. He wasn't doing well.
He had his days. He had his time, and he had a good excuse when you have over 60 players injured in one season.
There is no excuse in life.
No, there actually is.
If there's anybody that should be making excuse, it should be Real Madrid. They had players that went, important players that had ACL injuries.
Okay, well,
they had no 9. Karim Benzema was gone. There was no outright goal scorer. Those wingers were just hustling for the goals.
It was your choice to sell Karim Benzema. You cashed in on him, so you don't blame anybody. Yes, it was your choice to sell him. You had money for that. So the fact that you didn't buy any striker or in that bracket with Karim Benzema, it was nobody's fault. And you had a certain Jude Bellingham who was banging in goals. Yeah,
but that was not his job.
Well, you needed those goals.
It was just Would you
have preferred that they return the goals and he doesn't score any
But
goals?
If you didn't score the goals, nobody would beat him. It wasn't like it was his duty.
But would you have preferred he doesn't score?
Anyway, to Manchester United.
Yes, so you need to give kudos to Manchester United. And
of course.
I don't know whether you saw the clip of the interview with Alan Shearer and one other presenter, and they were asking, and he was telling them that the Premier League, that they built the Premier League so high such that when you go so high and when you come down they hammer you, that they need to simmer down on how they criticize players and especially coaches. And it was surprising that they just had to end the interview at that point because they knew that he was dishing out bad news for them. But however, congratulations to Manchester United. At one point, one prediction that I saw was that Manchester City 20 and Manchester United nil, and they had like maybe 7 or 10 goals
for Haaland. And Kobe Maino was laughing at.
It was just so surprising, and nobody expected it. Really.
All right, let's talk about Ortega now. We can see Ortega ensured that Manchester City won the league with his saves against Spurs, especially that save against Son.
Yes.
But the same Ortega almost practically and single-handedly handed the FA Cup to Manchester United.
Well,
so are we saying the rights of the other day, he completed them with his wrongs on Saturday?
I wouldn't say that. Because if you had looked at Manchester City's game and the games they had played, because he had some opportunities this season. He played a number of games this season. He has been brilliant for Manchester. I think it was Vardiol that was that headed the ball And that was where the mistake was. That was not the keeper's fault. So they could share the responsibility, but that was.
You know, Guardiola probably thought, okay, you are in your position, just take it.
But no, that was. But he headed the ball.
And then he also felt, I'm coming, leave it.
No. He headed the ball above the keeper because Garnacho was, almost close to the keeper.
Yeah.
He headed the ball above the keeper. The keeper was within his right.
No, he probably felt, okay, just stay calm. Take it from me.
I don't think he felt that.
Or the keeper probably felt, okay, just out of my way, let me grab it. Oh my goodness.
He had seen the keeper when he moved out. So I won't say he felt that.
Somebody said that's the easiest goal Garnacho will ever score in his life.
Oh, well, it was a good gift.
Fantastic gift. All he needed to be there was be there. That's all he needed to score. Just be there.
And then the second goal, well, you need to give kudos to Manchester United. The pass from Rashford to Garnacho looking for the main man, what's his name?
Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes pass
from Bruno Fernandes.
I think Bruno killed.
Oh my God, that pass.
That pass was.
It
was $1 million worth.
How did he know that? What's his name?
Kobe Mino. I think he probably felt his presence.
Oh my God, it was just a brilliant pass. The call from the
just
pass
a little.
Was just too perfect, and then the composure
of Kobe Mino
was absolutely brilliant.
He just tucked it in.
The keeper should just go and if he had moved.
Kyle Walker, as fast as he is, just couldn't make it.
He couldn't. And it was just brilliant from Manchester.
At 2-0 in 45 minutes, I knew, oh my goodness. If it was 1-0 down, there was a possibility City could come back. But 2-0 was a killer.
Well, if there's any team that would come back from 2 goals down, if not Manchester
it's Real
United,
Madrid.
If not
Real Madrid.
No. If not Manchester United, if not Real Madrid, it's Manchester City.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
They are top three. They are top 3 of the teams that can come down from a 2-0 win.
Yes.
But not against that Manchester United that day. That spirited Manchester United.
And it wasn't Manchester City's day. When they asked Pep Guardiola, Manchester United played better than him. He said no, Manchester United didn't play better than him. But there was one thing he said that one takeaway that I took from what he said, and it was the kudos that he gave to Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, he did. He said he's top 5. Yeah, top 5 defenders in the world.
Exactly. And there was one thing he said. He said Martinez was so good that he was
playing passes from the back up front.
And that goes to show you the thing that Ten Hag was hammering about.
Yeah.
The fact that they
don't
have
injured
Martinez
players,
and they don't have Luke Shaw, a left-footed, left back to play at that position. It just goes to show you that they could have done maybe better than 8th position if they had. They would have, and there were some deciding games for them. And you look at the calls. You look at the game against Arsenal. That first game against Arsenal, there was a penalty call, and
all those are no.
Shegun, those things actually decide games. When it comes to big games, little mistakes, little decisions will turn games around. Look at the game between Arsenal and Newcastle United. The ball was out, but VAR couldn't prove it that it was out.
It wasn't proven.
That means it wasn't out. Imagine that they didn't get to lose that game with everything that happened this season. It was just 2 points behind Manchester City.
Sometimes it's just about fine margins. So you have to be at your very best, because
exactly.
in a 38 game race, you have to be at your utmost best, because some guys are not sleeping. All right, very quickly, we'll move over now to the UEFA Europa League final, where we have 3 Nigerians playing, and we were hoping that one of them, of course, was going to be the talk of the town after that game, because definitely a Nigerian was going to win. And Ademola Lookman, I have to be honest with you, I had a soft spot for Atalanta just before that finals, because he had played 2 finals. He lost the Italian FA finals, the Coppa Italia. He lost the AFCON finals. If he had lost again, it would have been a hat-trick of losses in finals. Michael Ballack 2002 was just what was going to be happening to Ademola Lookman in 2024. I mean, remember what happened to Ballack? I think he's the player with the highest number of final losses in the world. He has lost so many times. When Chelsea lost to Manchester United in 2008, he was one of the players that cried the most, because the guy just felt, why? With Munich, I didn't win the Champions League. With Chelsea again here in the finals, I didn't win the Champions League. The season where they had issues with Barcelona as well, that referee, he was one of those that was almost fighting, because the guy felt, this is finally my chance. 2002 World Cup final, Germany against Brazil, they lost 2-0. He didn't play that final because of a yellow card he got in the semi-finals, and they lost. So I was thinking, this will be too terrible for Ademola Lookman. As much as I wanted Victor Boniface and the fantastic things Bayern Leverkusen have been doing this season to continue, but they've won one trophy, and they were most likely going to win the one against Klaus Stathon, and this was the only opportunity for Ademola Lookman. And this guy hustles like he wants to give his all on the pitch. I didn't know. I was just watching that game thinking whoever wins. Lookman 1, Lookman 2, Lookman 3. I have to be honest with you. I was really happy.
Yes.
I was.
You know, there was this post, I think it was from BBC or so, and it said, Ademola Lookman, you don't look anybody face. There was the way they called it. And you know, it was just so brilliant.
It was brilliant.
It was
brilliant that night.
The goals were so
fantastic. No tappings.
No tapping. It was brilliant from Ademola Lookman. You know, truth be told,
his first goal was similar to a goal he scored in AFCON against Cameroon. The way he just came out, I mean, you know, the defender was not expecting him. He came out of the back of Palacios, boom. He did it against Cameroon too. When who passed that ball from the side? I think it was Olaino passed that ball, and he just came out and just spanked the ball in.
That you cannot box.
Yeah,
you can't. What he's going to do
at
any moment. You know, he's the kind of player you want to look out for every point in time. When there's, you know, an attack and he's there, you need to look out for him because you can't predict what he's going to do. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody knew that he was going to score a hat-trick. He was the first player in like forever to do that in the Europa League. And I'm just glad that he's a Nigeria player that did it. And you know, his coach, his youth coach was there. And he read out the message that he sent to him before the game. You know, kudos to all those players. Even Boniface did the same thing when they lifted the Bundesliga and he brought his youth coach as well. Amazing. I felt a little bit sad for Boniface and Nathan Teller. However,
their tears were wiped away yesterday.
Yes.
Was it yesterday or Saturday? Now I think it was yesterday. They mean 2 trophies. This is this. Oh my goodness! Congratulations to Xabi Alonso and his team. I mean, they've only won. I think they've only won 1 trophy before these 2. They've won. Gasparini with Atalanta as well. Atalanta had only won 1 trophy in 1963. So, and this is the first trophy for Gasparini in his 21 years of coaching. So, it was a brilliant season for both teams. You know, you can't win every time for Bayern Leverkusen, but they won enough to win. I mean, 53 games, 51 victory, 52 wins, 1 loss, with getting a double. Everybody knows the manager of the year 2024 is Xabi Alonso, without a doubt. I mean, for me, I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be manager of the year.
There's a certain Carlo Ancelotti.
I think what Alonso did. I think what Alonso was able to do.
Yes, true.
You know, just a small club, not like he had billions to spend and all that. True. Regardless of what Ancelotti, you know, I think he has been more spectacular. But for African Footballer of the Year, is it sealed already? Can any miracle?
It looks like Victor Osimhen will give the pass the pattern or the.
You know, people are saying Boniface at some point, and then all of a sudden that night.
All of a sudden, it looks like it's Ademola Lookman, but we don't know. But I'm sensing, I'm suspecting that he's going to go to another Nigerian. I think this will be maybe the first time or the first time in a long time.
We're having back-to-back
Nigerians possibly winning the African best player.
Before Osimhen got it, last time was 99. That was a very long time ago, and then we have. There's a possibility of getting back-to-back. That's fantastic.
I was going to say something earlier that kudos to Nigerian football and Nigerian players from Ademola Lookman to Victor Boniface and just
Nathan Teller, and then even Osimhen for being in the top.
Yes, and then recently our very own what's his name now? The guy that plays with Southampton.
Joe Aribo.
Yes,
they are back. We have a lot to talk about. They are back. Southampton is back. They defeated Leeds yesterday 1-0. Joe Aribo is back in the Premier League. Good one as well.
And not just him. Ndidi is back.
Of course, Ndidi and Kelechi and Iheanacho will most likely even leave Leicester. They say he wants to leave. So I think it's a good one. We still have a little bit of time to talk about the list of Finidi George. Of course, we know the World Cup qualifiers are here. We need to qualify for the World Cup. There is no joking around this time around. Our goalkeeper, the man of January, possibly one of the options for Nigerian Men of the Year 2024, Nwabali. And the other guy is back now, the Udinese goalkeeper. Okoye is also back. I mean, there's Sadiq, I beg your pardon, not Sadiq. Sadiq Ismail of Remo Stars. I've seen this guy play. This guy plays like prime Alexander Arnold. I mean, his crosses pinpoint. He plays the two right back position. His crosses have been fantastic. I've seen videos of his manager, of his club, saying congratulations to him. Two home-based guys are now in the Super Eagles. Olorunleke Ojo as well of Enyimba. And what do we say? 2 games coming up. 6 points sure for Nigeria. Or
I don't know. I can't say yet. But I need, I think Finidi, we are seeing him, we saw him with the team, I think like 2 matches or so before he was confirmed as the coach permanently.
1-1, lost 1.
Yes, so I think it's still early to just go all out and say Nigeria is going to
But we need these 6 points.
But yes, we need its importance that we get.
We need these 6 points.
And I think I'm confident in the fact that we will get what's needed, the points needed, to qualify for the World Cup. So I'm going to be optimistic. And it might come. Maybe it might not be too, a stroll in the park. But we'll likely get the job done.
All right, the NPFL, the Nigerian Premier Football League. Of course, there is a resumption now after Rivers United were able to play their catalogue of games, outstanding games. 4 points between Enugu Rangers and second place Enyimba and Remo Stars. Yes. I know 56 points. There's a 4-point gap, 56 points. Second and third are on 56 points. Remo Stars lost away. They came back, tried coming back. Dayo Ojo getting a second goal, but hey, 3-2 loss. It ended for them. No goals for Sikiru Alimi on this day. Sporting got a penalty equalizer in the first half, and I thought, perhaps they can do something away from home, but they lost 4-1. So many goals yesterday. Interesting. The NPFL is very, very interesting at this point. 33 games they've played between Rangers and the second and third. What happens? Let's see. Of course, we know the top 2 are going for the African Champions League, and the third will be going for the CAF Confederations Cup. Al Ahly won the CAF Champions League against Esperance this weekend. Somebody said that is the Real Madrid of African football. My producers are saying it's time for us to go. Unfortunately, we can't continue to do this every minute of the day. We'll be here same time next week by the special grace of God to give you updates. By then, the Champions League final will have been done and dusted. On the 1st of June, on Saturday, Borussia Dortmund versus Real Madrid. Who takes home the most coveted trophy on the European football scene? I have no answer to that question. Saturday, time will tell. God bless you. Thank you very much for being a part of this package. Chegonda is my name. Enito Adaramola has been my co-driver. From both of us, it's bye for now. Have a fantastic week ahead. God bless you.